Hello viewers, welcome to Keats Auto and Truck Repair. Today we have a 2015 Mercedes Sprinter with a 2.1 liter engine. The customer complaint on this vehicle is the van is losing power tremendously and the check engine light is remaining on the dash. The glow plug light is remaining on the dash, and there are a couple lights on the dash as well. Now the owner of this vehicle is a fellow mechanic. He is a heavy-duty mechanic. He works on a lot of tractor trailers. He reached out to us. He found us through YouTube. He watches our videos. He said, Dio, I have a Sprinter van and I don't usually work on Sprinter vans. I would love to have you look at my van. I said, sure, bring it over. He brought it to us, so here we are. His name is Ali. So Ali, thank you for bringing business to us. Behind the camera, we have our famous cameraman, Kyler. Kyler, thanks for being here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the engine. We're gonna show you guys the dash. You will see all the lights that we have on the dash. And then we're gonna connect the scan tool to the vehicle to see what codes we have in the engine computer. So now I'm gonna start the engine. Man, we got leaves everywhere. So Kyler, if you can come show everyone the dash. So as you can see, the engine is running. Check engine light is on. Actually, as I drove the vehicle down here, I also, the ABS light was on too, but right now it's just, right there. Glow plug light is on too. All right, so that's customer's complaint, confirmed. I'm gonna turn off the engine. I'm gonna turn the key on. Now, this vehicle has 305,000 miles, 157. I mean, on a well-maintained Sprinter, that's not too bad. Because these Sprinters, remember we had one here that almost had 1 million miles?
Was it?
Yeah.
What the heck?
I guess
I don't remember that one.
you don't remember that one?
That might have been Matt.
So I guess I worked that video with Matt then. It wasn't you.
No, it was not. That's crazy.
Yeah, almost 1 million. It had 999,000 miles, 999.
Any engine replacement?
Yeah, they replaced the engine once.
That's not bad.
Yeah. But he told me they replaced the engine when the van had about 700,000 miles. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why people usually give Sprinters grief. They're great vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you take care of them, they last long. I love them. I love Sprinters. You like Sprinters?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
Would you buy one?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it into a camper?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love Sprinters. They're great vehicles. All right. So let me get the screen recorder going here. Now, I'm curious what we're going to find. Cameraman Kyler, you want to take a guess?
I was going to ask you. You got any guesses?
I don't know. I don't guess, you guess.
I have no idea.
I figured out what the problem is. You take the guess.
I don't know, man.
It's hard. All right, so keys on. Let's scan this and see what we're gonna find. So right there, the scan tool has identified the engine size. For whatever reason, I don't know why the Snap-on scan tool scans this as a 2.2. It's a 2.1, but I don't know. If someone knows, let me know in the comment section. The Snap-on scan tool always scans this as a 2.2, while it's not. Wow, we have 8 codes in the engine computer. A lot of codes. There's a glare here, so let me do it this way. So a bunch of codes in the engine computer. First code is P0102-36. It says mass airflow sensor 1 has a short circuit to ground. Signal frequency too low. FM or pulse width modulated signal. And then second code is P0299. Sounds familiar. Should be familiar to Kyler. We were actually diagnosing an Audi earlier. It had the same code. Low boost code. So P0299-FE, it says the boost pressure of turbocharger 1 is too low. Yeah, so this is what's causing the van to lose power. And from experience, usually when you see this, the issue is 90% of the time, the issue is 2 things. Either a boost leak or a turbo is bad. And since this is a 2.1, the intake manifold usually cracks on this one because the intake manifold on these 2.1 liter engines is plastic. So usually they crack and then they start leaking. So we'll see. We're not just gonna assume, we're not just gonna use our experience, although I use my experience sometimes to get to the issue faster, but we're gonna do some tests to figure out exactly what's going on. So third code is P2008-13. It says the actuation of the charge movement flap cylinder bank 1 has an electrical fault or an open circuit. There is an open circuit. Okay, this is a pending code. And then fourth code is the output for the glow plug cylinder 4 has an electrical fault. So it looks like glow plug 4, you know, there's something going on with the glow plug. It's either a bad glow plug or a problem in the glow plug wiring. So this is what's causing the glow plug light to come on the dash. And then fifth code is P012C. The pressure sensor upstream of the charger cooler has a short circuit to ground. Interesting. And then P0113, intake air temperature sensor 1, cylinder bank 1 has a short circuit to positive. And then P200A-78, the charge movement flap cylinder 1 has a malfunction. The adaptation or adjustment is incorrect. Okay, something is going on with the, usually this is caused by, when you see this code, this P20A or P2006, that can be caused by a defective turbo actuator. Usually when I see that, that can be an indication of a stuck wastegate in the turbo. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's scroll down and see what else we have. We have one code in the transmission control unit. We have 7 codes in the ABS control unit. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna read all these codes. You can pause this and read the codes. It looks like he has some wheel speed sensor fault. So left rear axle RPM sensor. So left rear wheel speed sensor has a fault. Right rear, this is why, because the vehicle was parked over there in the parking lot. When I drove it down here, the ABS light came on the dash. And usually when you have an ABS light that comes on when the vehicle is driving, that's usually a sensor issue. So this explains why the light was coming on. Now, I'm gonna focus on what's causing the van to lose power, okay? Now, if the customer wants us to take care of what's causing the ABS light to remain on the dash, we can diagnose this and figure this out. But for now, I'm gonna stick around the engine because he wants us to figure out why the vehicle is losing power. Now, these wheel speed sensor codes the wheel speed sensor codes will most likely not cause the engine to lose power. They may cause the transmission to not shift properly. I've seen wheel speed sensors cause the transmission control unit to upshift erratically, but in terms of how the engine is running, this shouldn't have anything to do with it. So let's scroll down and see what else we have. Yeah, this thing's got a lot of codes. And then we have 7 codes on the generic side of the scan tool. So you can pause this and read the codes. I'm very familiar with these codes. I've dealt with these codes over and over and over. So here's what's going on. Based on the codes we have, intake manifold runner, control stuck, closed bank 1. Yeah. So here's what's going on. We most likely have a bad glow plug on cylinder 4, or we could have a glow plug wiring issue. We could have a bad turbo or a stuck actuator on the turbo or stuck wastegate, or we could have a leak, a boost leak in the induction system, and also the flaps in the intake manifold could be stuck too. So let's go under the hood. We're gonna do a couple tests to figure this out. We should figure this out pretty quickly because we work on a lot of sprinters, so you know, I've seen this before. Kyler, have you seen this before?
Probably.
Probably, yeah. All right, so let's go under the hood and do some tests. All right, let's open the hood. So quick test I like to do, let me grab my light so Kyler can see. All right guys, so quick test I like to do. We might have to switch sides, Kyler.
Yeah, bro.
Do you need to get on that step so you can see what I'm doing or no?
I might be okay.
It might be okay.
see.
All right. Quick test is first thing I'm gonna start with this actuator here. Can you see this? You see this actuator? You see this arm?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move it. Oh, look, there's play over here. Look, it's sticking. See that? It's supposed to go back. Look, it's stuck right now. Yeah, this thing's gonna need a turbo. Look, it's stuck. Yeah, and now let's check this one over here. There's another one. Okay, you see how smoothly this one is going? I don't know if you can see, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Now let's go back over here. See, it's stuck. Yeah, it's stuck. Now the other quick test I can do is I can get a vacuum gauge. Let me grab a vacuum gauge. We're gonna connect a vacuum gauge to the actuator. You've seen me do this. Kyler is smiling behind the camera. you're gonna be a sprinter expert here very soon.
Just did this.
Yeah. So let me get the tool and then I'll be right back. So here's my vacuum pump. If I pump this over here, this is me sending vacuum. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect. There's a line over here. Kyler, I hope you can see this line back here. So behind the actuator, see back there? Actually, there's an oil leak over there. You see that oil?
Maybe.
You see it? There's, yeah, look. Oh, look how, you see how dry my finger is? Look over here, I'm gonna touch here. See that? That's no bueno. So I'm gonna disconnect this vacuum hose back here. Okay. And then I'm gonna connect our vacuum pump back here. Okay, so vacuum pump is connected. So I might have to disconnect this because I want you to show, as I'm pumping this, I want you to show, you might have to come on this side.
Okay.
I want you to show the rod. So I'm gonna pump this. Look, see how the rod is kind of trying to move? So I'm gonna release this. See that? Okay, the actuator is not the problem. Oh, there's too much glare right there. Should I turn off the light? Because it's holding, see, it's holding vacuum. Yeah, right there, see? It's holding vacuum. If the actuator was bad, it wasn't gonna hold vacuum. The fact that it's holding vacuum right there, that tells me that the actuator itself is good. The problem is the wastegate in the turbo. Watch, I'm gonna release. It's barely moving. See that? Yeah, so I hope it's clear enough. Right there. Okay. Yeah, so the low boost code we have is caused by the turbo. So that turbo needs to come out. Now, what we don't want to do is quote the customer a turbo and then realize there was a boost leak. Because you can have a boost leak and a turbo that's also failed. You know, now I still want to do a vacuum test. No, a smoke test. A vacuum test. I still want to do a smoke test because the intake manifolds, I mean, I said it earlier, the intake manifolds on these 2.1 liter engines usually crack. So let's check everything that we need to check so we can give the customer a full report of what this engine might need. Now we can also check the transducers that controls these actuators just to be 100% thorough, okay? So yeah, turbo is coming out, okay? This wastegate over here is stuck. This guy needs to be changed. So now, here's what I'm gonna do next. I'm going to remove the air filter box. Let's get this out of the way. Oh, film that guy over there. He's dropping our new tire machine. Yeah. we are back on this one. We know the turbo is defective. The wastegate on the first turbo is stuck, so turbo's gotta come out. Now we're gonna do a smoke test. We're gonna smoke the induction system to make sure that we don't have any other leaks somewhere else. And then I'm gonna have my man Steve make an estimate for this one. I have our smoke machine set up here. Okay, I got everything set up. We're connecting it to this inlet tube. So I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, so you'll see there will be smoke coming out of this right there. So now we're gonna connect this to this adapter. So we're gonna watch and see if there will be a leak somewhere here. Check this out, Kyler. We have smoke coming from where the injector is. Can you tell where that's coming from?
Can't, but I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it, right? So the valve cover gasket is leaking. If you look down here, I don't know if you can see in there, there's oil, yeah, right in there. There's engine oil right there. So the valve cover gasket is leaking. Yeah, that's what's causing this smoke over here. Yeah, and this explains why we have oil back there. You see all that oil there? Yeah, that's the valve cover leaking. Yeah, so he's gonna need a valve cover. Now on the intake side, I don't see an intake leak, but the thing is we could still have an intake leak because right now all the smoke is leaking from the valve cover. So it's not gonna come towards the, yeah, it's not even making it to the intake manifold. So we're gonna have to fix this leak first before, we're gonna have to reseal the valve cover, change the turbo, and then retest it again. So, all right. So right now, let's call Steve. Hey, Steve, you got a minute? All right, so I'm gonna explain this to Steve, who is our service advisor. He's gonna talk to the customer, and then he's gonna get the estimate ready. So, the main concern on this one, that's the guy, actually, the owner is sitting in the lobby, Ali. He wanted us to fix the low power concern. Okay, van is losing power. Check engine light is on. Glow plug light is on too,
Okay.
and then ABS light is on. So it needs rear wheel speed sensors for the ABS. But we didn't do any. I didn't really check the ABS system because he didn't tell me to do that. He wanted us to see why the van is losing power. So van is losing power because the turbo actuator. So this Sprinter has got two turbos, so it's basically two turbos in one. So this is stuck. See how I can't move it? Yeah, so the waste gate on the first, let me turn this off. The waste gate on the first turbo is stuck.
Okay.
So turbo needs to be changed. And then there is a leak right here.
At the valve cover?
Yeah, valve cover gasket is leaking. Now, we could still have, because the intake manifold on these 2.1 liter engines is plastic. Sometimes they crack.
Yeah.
So usually what I like to do is before I even condemn the turbo, I always like to check them.
Just
'Cause
to see
you-
if it's not pushing
If it's not, yeah,
pressure out of a crack. Yeah.
because you could have a bad turbo and a cracked intake. So even if we change the turbo, but if we don't fix the cracked intake, if it had one, it's still gonna leak and you're gonna have low boost codes and it's still gonna lose power. So that's what I wanted to check, but right now I can't do that because all the smoke we're sending to the induction system
Coming out.
is leaking out of the valve cover. So what you need to tell the customer is we have to reseal the valve cover first and then change the turbo and then test drive it or send smoke through the induction system again to see if we don't find any other leaks. So that way the customer knows, hopefully there isn't a leak,
Yeah.
but there might be. And it's hard for us to test it right now, unless I can disconnect one of the charger cooler tubes,
And smoke it from there.
smoke it from there, so we can send smoke from down here up to the intake
Okay.
to see, because that way we can remove the possibility of having a leaking intake. Actually, I might have to do that, because that way, well, the thing is, if you do it this way, then you eliminate the charger cooler.
Oh, and that could be leaking.
because we could have a leak on a charger. Because if you smoke it from the tube that goes up here,
Yeah.
you're skipping all of this. The charger, we could still have a leaking charger cooler. So, or, I mean, what I might do, actually, now let me see if I can think outside the box here, because all the smoke is going through here, through this,
Diverter.
to this valve, and then it's going in the. So I can remove this and plug it. Let me see if I can do that. Carlo, you might have to come on this side, just so that way we give the customer all the answers. So actually, I can.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad leak back there.
Yeah, I can undo this. Is it a little torque? Yeah, let me grab. Okay, let me grab what I need. I'll be right back. All right, so let me see. Because if I block this line, that's gonna prevent smoke from going into the valve cover. And we should be able to do the test that I wanna do. Because I've had these 4-cylinder sprinters, yeah, right there. So this PVC system, I'm just gonna block it with a glove. Just block it like this. That way there's no smoke going there. And then you know what I mean, Carla?
You're a genius.
Gotta think outside the box.
You might be a genius.
Me? I don't think so.
I'm not sure yet, but more and more convinced each day.
Oh, really? I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you, Kyler. Oh, cameraman Kyler is so kind. Perfect. So we just blocked that. Now, let's connect this over here. Because that way, all the smoke that's coming through, instead of going this way, it's gonna go down towards the charger cooler and then up to the intake manifold. And then I hope there's no leak. All right, so we're gonna turn on our high pressure smoke machine. We're gonna pressurize it up to 10 psi, so that's good. Start. We got some stuff coming out. Okay, let's see. We're gonna have to give it a couple minutes. Yeah, right here. Right here. Yeah. If you see smoke coming out around the air filter, I mean the fuel filter, that's a bad sign.
Intake?
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't know if the camera can pick it up.
Yeah, I can barely see.
You can barely see it. Yeah, we got smoke right here. You see it? Yeah, we got smoke coming out around where the fuel filter is. Can you see it, Steve?
Yeah, I can. That's enough to give a low boost cut.
Yeah, yeah. So this intake, yeah, right here. Yeah, usually when if you see smoke coming out of this area, yeah, 98% of the time, intake manifold. So even if we just change the turbo, he's gonna be back here with a low boost code. Yeah, so he's gonna need turbo, intake manifold. Now, some of you might say, how do you know? I've done, I don't know. At this point, probably over thousands of these. I've done it so many times, and you know, I'm speaking from experience. So, yeah, and then if you want me to come over and explain it to him, I can come and talk to him. I mean, yeah.
We recommend not the gaskets on the intake, but
The whole thing, yeah, because it's plastic.
Yeah.
They usually crack. Yeah, I would recommend doing intake. And then this van has got over 300,000 miles.
And with the original turbos.
Yeah, I don't think this turbo has been changed, and I don't think the intake manifold has been changed. So yeah, it needs to be done. And then I'm gonna just take a quick peek around here. Kyler is gonna know this. Kyler, do you know how you find a leaking charger cooler?
Smoke?
Yeah, smoke. And you see if it says oil, there you go. Kyler should know. Yeah, so if you see oil around the charger cooler, that means it's leaking. This one doesn't have oil, so yeah. Yeah, all right, so that's it, guys. I mean, we're gonna end this right over here. Steve is gonna go get an estimate ready. So, hey, Steve, before you let him know, call the dealer first, get an estimate ready first, because I'm sure the next thing he's gonna ask would be how much is that gonna cost. But you have to make sure you have your numbers so you can tell him. So yeah, call the dealer, break them down into two different estimates. One estimate for the intake, no, actually three estimates. One estimate for the intake manifold replacement, and then another estimate for the turbo replacement, and then a third estimate for the valve cover gasket replacement. And then on the valve cover gasket replacement, also add one glow plug. There was a code for glow plug number 4. Add it there on the valve cover, yeah. Now, we didn't check the glow plug wiring, but I'm pretty sure it's the glow plug. Yeah, it's probably the glow plug. I mean, we're not just gonna change the glow plug. Once we get to it, we're gonna have to check the wiring, but I'm pretty sure it needs a glow plug. And then, with this kind of mileage, we might as well just do all of them.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you should also make a separate estimate just for glow plugs, for all 4 glow plugs. Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to talk to him.
Yeah, but get the estimate first before you talk to him. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you an update on the Sprinter van that we were working on. The customer decided to do the work himself. Actually, I had an impression that that is what he was gonna do, because the owner of that van is a mechanic. I don't know if I mentioned it. He's a heavy-duty mechanic. He works on tractor trailers. So he wanted me to diagnose the van and figure out what's wrong. And then he said, I'll see if I'm gonna have you work on it, or maybe I can just do it myself. So now that he knows that the vehicle needs a turbo, and I believe it also needed, I mean, it's been a couple of days since we shot that video, the original video. So it needed a turbo and an intake manifold. So he said, Dio, I'm gonna do it myself. I said, no problem. And I don't have a problem with that. So we did the diagnosis. The customer knows what's wrong. We got to the bottom of the issue, why the vehicle was losing power. So he's gonna go ahead and fix it. So we're gonna leave this right over here. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumb down. But if you do, tell us why so we can make better videos in the future. If you're a subscriber coming back to watch this, I appreciate you. Cameraman Kyler, thanks for being behind the camera. See you guys next time.